The hidden language of emotional attachment. What if I told you that a woman could find you physically perfect, enjoy your company, and even date you for months, yet still be completely unattached to you? Most men spend their entire lives chasing the wrong signals. They look for the obvious, the flirting, the suggestive texts, the lingering eye contact. They think they're winning, but they're actually missing the only metric that guarantees a deep, lasting bond: emotional attraction. Physical attraction is a spark. It's cheap and common. A woman can be physically attracted to 100 men in a single year, but she will only become emotionally attached to one or two. That one man becomes the benchmark. He is the one she texts when she's vulnerable, the one she defends to her friends, and the one whose absence feels like a physical ache. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the hidden psychology of the female heart. We are going to explore 6 undeniable behavioral leaks that reveal she isn't just interested, she's emotionally bonded. And pay close attention to sign number 4, because it is the most misunderstood behavior in human history. Most men misread it as a negative sign and walk away, unknowingly throwing away a connection with a woman who was actually falling for them. If you're ready to stop guessing and start reading the invisible reality of her emotions, you cannot afford to miss a single second of this. To understand emotional attraction, we must first look at the neurobiology of memory. The human brain is an incredibly efficient filter. It discards 99% of what it hears every day to save energy. According to cognitive neuroscience, the brain only tags information for long-term storage if it carries significant emotional weight. This is why you remember your first car, but not what you ate for lunch 3 weeks ago. Now apply this to her. 2. When a woman remembers a tiny, insignificant detail you mentioned in passing weeks ago, like your favorite childhood candy, the specific way you take your coffee, or a minor stress you mentioned about your job, that is not just politeness. That is a biological signal. Her brain has classified you as emotionally significant. It is literally building a database on you because you matter to her nervous system. If she brings up something you forgot you even said, she is revealing that her emotional brain is on overdrive whenever you are around. This leads us to the second pillar of attachment, the vulnerability paradox. In the early stages of dating, everyone wears a mask. We present the highlight reel, the most charming, put-together versions of ourselves. But real intimacy is built on the messy, unfiltered truth. Research on human connection proves that deep bonding only occurs when we show our ugly side. When a woman stops trying to be perfect around you, when she admits she's struggling, when she vents about her deepest fears, or when she allows herself to cry in your presence, she is performing a high-stakes psychological test. She is checking to see if you are a safe harbor. By showing you her vulnerability, she is risking your judgment. Women do not do this with men they are indifferent toward. If she is letting you see her emotional mess, she isn't high maintenance. She has identified you as the only person trusted enough to witness her raw reality. Now let's talk about microbids for connection. There is a fascinating study from the Love Lab that predicted the success of relationships with nearly perfect accuracy based on one thing: how partners respond to bids. A bid is any small gesture seeking a connection. When she sends you a random meme with no context, a song she heard, or a funny video at $3 p.m., she isn't just sharing content. She is making a bid. Psychologically, it means her brain has created an automatic link between a positive stimulus, the funny video, and you. In her mind, her good moments are now inextricably tied to your presence. She isn't thinking about why she's sending it. Her nervous system is simply seeking your energy as a reward. The more frequent these unprompted, useless messages become, the deeper the emotional roots have grown. This brings us to the most critical and misunderstood sign: the security test. This is the behavior that destroys most men because they take it personally. As a woman's emotional investment increases, so do the stakes. Her subconscious mind begins to panic. It asks, is this man actually stable? Can I trust him with my heart? To find out, she will subconsciously create turbulence. She might pull back slightly, become a bit more challenging, or even start a minor conflict over something trivial. Most men react to this with anxiety or anger, which confirms her fear that you aren't a solid foundation. But the man who stays grounded, the man who responds with warmth and strength rather than defensiveness, passes the test. She isn't trying to push you away. She is trying to see if you will stay. If you recognize this for what it is, a sign of her growing attachment, you become the unshakable pillar she has been searching for. Beneath the words, there is the somatic echo. This is the phenomenon of mirroring, where a person's nervous system begins to replicate the physical state of someone they are bonded to. If she is emotionally attracted to you, she will unconsciously sync her body language to yours. If you lean back, she leans back. If you take a sip of your drink, she takes a sip of hers. This is a neural dance that happens below the level of conscious thought. But more importantly, she drops her social guard. She stops posing. She laughs loudly without covering her mouth. She sits in ways that are comfortable rather than photogenic. When the performance stops, the attraction is real. She is telling you, my body feels safe enough to exist without a filter in your presence. Finally, we have the social integration gate. In female psychology, the inner circle, her closest friends and family, is sacred ground. A woman does not bring a man into this space lightly. When she introduces you to her best friend or mentions you to her sister, she is performing an act of social weaving. She is merging your identity with her existing support network. This is the ultimate marker of serious emotional investment. It is her way of saying, you are no longer a guest in my life. You are a part of the structure. Emotional attraction is not a game of strategy. It is a resonance of character. She remembers the details because you made her feel heard. She shows you her mess because you made her feel safe. She tests you because she is terrified of how much she cares. When you recognize these 6 signs, you stop being a confused observer and start being a master of the emotional landscape. You realize that you aren't just looking for interest. You are looking for attachment. And once you see these signs, you can never unsee them. The question isn't whether she finds you attractive. The question is, have you created a space where she feels safe enough to fall? The signs are there. Now, it's time to read them.